Christine Lagarde has said that the US-EU trade deal has eased, but certainly no eliminated global, not eliminated, I beg your pardon, global uncertainty. Speaking at a panel at the World Economic Forum in Geneva, Ms. Lagarde said that the deal had left the effective US tariff rate for European Union goods at between 12% and 16%. Trump had initially threatened steep 30% tariffs on EU imports, but in late July, Brussels and Washington reached a deal which lowered that to 15%, with the bloc trying to secure exemptions for certain sectors. However, in recent weeks, Mr. Trump has raised the possibility of additional tariffs hitting certain sectors such as pharmaceuticals, which accounts for 20% of the exports to the United States as well. Mr. Jindal, the European Union has long been dependent on American markets for its economic viability, and Europe already finds itself in a lot of trouble. If you look at certain countries like Greece, Italy, and even France for that matter, they are not doing well economically. How are these tariffs likely to make that situation a lot worse?
A very interesting question. Vineet, I would rather add into the list the biggest economy of Europe, that is Germany. 2023, 2024, for complete 2 years, German economy has given negative GDP growth. This is the state of biggest economy of Europe. If we talk about UK, September and October 2024, they gave negative GDP growth. Europe has actually been seriously impacted because Europe already, the economies were not performing. Somehow they had pitched themselves in a certain way in global trade that they were able to export many things. They were able to get economical gas from Russia now, which is not the case, and they were selling some products to US. That's how they were able to sort of float themselves, have themselves floated. They were not able to perform very well because GDP growth, even the best of times, have been 0.25% or 0.5%. Now Europe is actually in trouble. And let me tell you, the biggest trouble because of all this tariffs is going to be in US itself. US, in case I'll tell you, the situation of the debt is so high that around 1.5 years ago or so, they have a concept called debt ceiling. That's the maximum debt which US government can raise. They had to suspend that debt ceiling in order to borrow more just to meet the expenditure of the government. That is the reality of the US economy. We all say they are the biggest economy, they are the powerful economy. But that biggest economy, the powerful economy, is not a successful economy. After the start of Russia-Ukraine war, they had 2 quarters of successive negative GDP growth. Then they had to suspend the debt ceiling. Now, if we analyze this economy, which used to be a surplus economy once upon a time, now, since 2002, generally, they have been a deficit economy. So, when we